Hey, $1 trillion man, back with you. Look, I want to talk about something life-changing that can make you a lot of money, Look, I've helped create over $1 trillion in wealth for shareholders over the past 25 years, introducing investors just like you to countless stocks that increased 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. And way too many doubles, triples to count. I don't even count those. I find that those are losers. Look, here's something you got to understand. The most important thing is what I call the TenBagger window. The TenBagger window. What is the TenBagger window? That, my friends, is a moment in time. It's a window in time where a stock can moon. It's a short window. It happens, I don't know, it could happen in a couple of weeks, it could happen in a couple of months. And here's how it works. It's pretty crazy. It's really crazy, actually. Look, if you look at any chart, you look at any like 5-year chart of stocks that have had massive moves, right? And there's something very interesting, something fascinating. There's a phenomenon where if you look, you can see a stock, it might be going sideways, it might have whatever, but all of a sudden there's a parabolic move. There's a parabolic move where a stock moves up. I mean, any stocks that you've seen had these gains where they're up 10x, 20x, 50 baggers, whatever it is, those gains, most of that gain happens in a period of, it could be a couple of weeks, could be a couple of months, right? And our goal with the Wall Street Reporter, with the next super stock, our next super stock platform, is to give you those stocks right when they're entering that TenBagger window. Because look, time is money. Time is money. I don't want you wasting time with stocks that are, going sideways or nowhere or going down, whatever, right? We want stocks that are entering that TenBagger window where, you can make a massive amount of money in a couple of months when these things go parabolic, right? So we want those setups. We're looking for that asymmetric setup where the stock is entering the TenBagger window. Okay, so what is the TenBagger window? Well, I'll tell you what it is very simply. It's like there's these emerging growth companies that go through a cycle. It's a growth cycle, right? It's kind of like a gestation period. It's like they're building. It's sort of like an elephant. The elephant. It's like a pregnant elephant, and it's like pregnant for like a year, and all of a sudden it gives birth, and you got this little elephant that pops out. Or I guess it's a decent elephant, and then all of a sudden it grows, right? Same thing here. So, a lot of times these companies, they go through ups and downs for a couple of years, could be 3, 4, 5 years even, while they're getting their act together. They're getting product market fit, they're trying to get traction in the market, and then all of a sudden everything lines up, and they start scaling, and that is the TenBagger window, when they enter that period where they start scaling, where they're, all of a sudden the news flow comes out. Now, how do you know that they're in the TenBagger window? What's the proof? What's the evidence? You know what the answer is. It's the news flow. If these guys start putting out news flow that validates the TenBagger thesis, meaning that you're seeing every 2 weeks, let's say, news about new contracts, other milestones, etc., that is a pretty good indicator that we're entering the TenBagger window. And you know what? Here's the crazy thing. All of a sudden, the market can go absolutely bananas, because especially when they have promotion going on, right? When you have that company that hits the inflection point, they start scaling. That's what investors are looking for, right? That's the investor's dream, a company that is ready to scale. And when you combine that's like sort of a big, massive truck full of dynamite, and the promotion is the mash. So when you combine that dynamite with, let's say, Wall Street Reporter's investor audience, when we start introducing that company to investors worldwide, millions of investors, plus the multiplier effect, the force multiplier of other influencers that follow us, all the evangelists, that can send a stock, moon mode, literally moon mode, right? And the TenBagger window is on. It's on like Donkey Kong, as the kids say these days, right? So that's the whole thing. I mean, if you look at any of our big winners, our TenBagger stocks, the big gains were made in a period of just a couple of months. Usually 6 to 8 weeks is when most of the gains happen. And that's when you want to be in these things. You want to get into these things, and you want to get out once they're up, a decent amount. Once they're up 10x, 20x, you want to take the money out, parlay into the next deal, keep the money rolling, and you can become like a Warren Buffett. That's the idea here, my friends, is keep that money rolling, parlaying, snowballing. You multiply a TenBagger a couple of times, and all of a sudden $2,000 can become $20 million, literally. I mean, we've had guys turn a couple of grand into over $1 million. That's a pretty decent accomplishment. Some of these guys are still living with their mom in the basement, and they're liquid. They got millions. So hopefully you can become one of those success case studies. If you are, please email me. I'd love to have you on one of our live streams. You can talk about your success. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. $1 Trillion Man out.